just a little pitch up.
Yeah, okay.
And then we'll see how it goes.
Okay.
So I'll go extra rich.
And even though the roll is a level altitude maneuver, let's just do one clearing turn over our area before we do the roll.
Right. Yeah, well, those guys, they're 4 miles away. I don't, more or less at our altitude, I don't see them, but we'll see. I'll go to the right.
Okay. Looks clear below. Remember, in between your aerobatic maneuvers, always orient yourself on the ground. So for our purposes today, keep yourself over the trees. But even for a contest, that's very important because you want to stay within the aerobatic box. Got to balance your where you're looking between the sky and the ground to keep oriented.
Right. All right, well, I didn't see anybody else.
Yep, yeah, it looked clear to me.
All right, so dive to 120.
RNAV 24 through Pooter.
Level. Pitch up a little bit.
Yeah, nice. Maybe a little too much forward stick.
Yeah.
That was good. You know, it's all about the center of gravity going in a straight line, and I think it did. You know, there was a little bit of a corkscrew because you pitched up and then nose low, but yeah, I think that might be as good as you're going to get in the Citabria, and then we had the engine quit a little bit on top there.
Yeah,
Delta, 10 o'clock, 4 miles southbound to Cessna 150 at 3,800. Additional traffic at 12.
It burbled more than before.
Yeah, it did. Are you concerned with that? Are you?
No, as my understanding is it's normal.
Yeah.
I was just wondering, I mean, I kind of slowed. Yeah, I got to get those spades. It's, I kept my hand on the throttle instead of grabbing this or grabbing the stick.
Okay. I thought it was fine. It was a very nice roll, I think, again, given what you're faced with the performance of this airplane. Let's turn, though, make sure we stay over our working area. Oh, actually, we didn't go that far because I guess the winds up here are pushing pretty good.
Yeah, we'll have to watch the other way.
90 vectors around the rapidly changing traffic. November 6 Papa Yankee, contact Portland approach 119.7.
Do another one if you want, or we go to the loop.
Yeah, let's do the loop. Do I have to do one to the right? I'm wondering for the competition.
No.
I just, you know, is it easier to the left? Right?
Yeah.
Is my understanding with it.
As a general thing, people will tell you to be a good aerobatic pilot, you should learn how to do maneuvers in both directions, but I think all of us develop preferences, and I personally always go to the left, too, on my rolls.
Okay, right.
Number 54 Romeo, Roger.
All right.
VFR at all times.
Well, let's do it one more time, I guess.
Okay.
Romeo, direct putter.
And 1 Sierra Delta, just maintain 2,500.
120.
Yeah, that was much better on the forward stick that time.
Number 1 Sierra Delta, turn right at 8.
Yeah, it was nice.
30, the Nashville Airport is 2 o'clock. We'll be moving to your 11 o'clock and 10 miles.
You know, I think in this airplane, you're going to, on the critique sheets from judges, you're going to see the word dish a lot. You're dishing out of the roll, but I just don't think you have any other option. That was good. That was a good correction there. I think on the first one, you had too much forward stick, maybe a little bit too soon. On that one, it was a nice
I think that's why it also burped a bit.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, because we went like negative G there.
Well, yeah. I mean, the last time, since I wasn't doing it enough, I was so conscious on it.
Yeah. That's good. Just, you know, seeing you do it, I mean, I feel a lot more comfortable. I mean, last time I was a little, like, uneasy just because it's so different than the Decathlon, but...
yeah, and this does help, actually, holding it here.
Okay.
I was able to get more, but even so, really looking forward to getting the speeds, basically.
Yeah. Rapidly changing altitude indicates 4,800.
Us, it's not us. Somebody else must be out here doing aerobatics.
Boston 619 Romeo Lima, we're going to descend to about 3,000 to look for a smoother ride.
November 86 Golf, Boston approach. November 86 Golf, Boston. November 86 Golf, contact Boston Center 123.75.
Now on that one,
Turn right into 180.
I think the thing I didn't do is I didn't really do that much rudder. I can probably use more rudder in it, don't you think?
You know, you know, it's funny, I had my feet on the pedal, but I was paying attention to the circle the nose was drawing around the sky, and I thought it was pretty good, so
okay.
I think your use of the rudders
Traffic's now 10 o'clock and 2.5 miles.
seemed okay. If you want to do another one, I'll pay more attention to what you're doing with the pedals. And,
I think let's move on to the...
okay. Yeah, it's all about, in that Cassidy book, he calls it the sacred circle. I don't think that's an original on his part. That's the... you know, when you're doing the roll, you want the nose to trace a nice circle on the horizon.
Right.
Or slightly above the horizon, slightly below. You know, it depends on your sight picture, but it should move in a nice circle if you're using the rudders and the stick properly. And again, I was looking out front, and it seemed like you were.
November 5.
Okay. All right. Are we good here, or...
if you want, let's do a clearing turn about maybe like 135 degrees to the left. That'll put us over those trees, and then you can do the loop over there.
Oh, okay.
I think we might be getting close to the airway there.
Boston Richards 478 established.
Right about here. This is a good heading for the loop.
478, Roger, advising.
It run right into the heart of our aerobatic area.
Okay. All right, ready?
All right, I'm ready, and I'm backing you up on the throttle and the RPM gauge. And the stick, too. But.
Bubble.
Yep. Now look to the side. There you go, very nice. Now float. Now start a little bit of the float. Now come back in with the stick. Pull. A little more back pull on the stick right here. Really nice. That was good. What do you got any comments or concerns, or what do you think? What's your debrief on the minute?
Yeah, it felt, I think it felt pretty good. I forgot to set the G meter, so I don't know what that was.
Oh, yeah, we should do that between each maneuver.
Yeah, I
Let's
forgot.
do a fuel check sometime, too, when you get a chance.
Yep. So fuel, we're a little bit more than a half. A little bit more than a half.
Okay. Yeah, so when I told you to look left, that's about the point where I start looking left, and that helps you to see that pitch rate bleeding off.
Right.
And then you can come in with the more pull to increase the pitch rate, and then start thinking about the float. I think I do bring my eyes back to the front prior to the float. So I'm looking forward when I do the initial pull. I look to the left as I'm going vertical, and then coming towards that float point, my eyes are going back forward again. And then I think you have a pretty consistent tendency to, you know, you do the float, and then, and if you look in that Cassidy book, whatever comes after the float, I think you need to pull a little bit more.
To start the down.
But again, it's very hard for me to tell from sitting in the airplane. It's easier to see you if you're on the ground.
Right.
Some of the better coaches on the ground will actually talk to you and tell you, okay, pull more now, pull, you know, float more, and they'll tell you exactly when to do it on the radio. And so it's very helpful to come to those ground coaching sessions.
Boston altimeter 3011.
But what's next? Want to do another loop?
Sure.
Contact Boston Center
Yeah, let's do it one more time.
Or, I mean, again, I really have no critique on that other than maybe to look left. So if you wanted to go on to the Immelman and start working the...
Okay, all right, let's do that.
Okay. All right, so, yeah, so Immelman, you're going to... so the Immelman is not a half loop to inverted flight. So as soon as you stop the nose, you're going to start the roll.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, you do not want to see a horizontal line on the Immelman.
Oh, really?
Right, right.
So it's basically like when you're here, roughly?
Yeah, except upside down.
Right, that's what I was showing, like.
Oh, okay, I didn't see your hand.
So when it goes up like this,
Yeah.
roughly at this angle, as we're basically floating, right? Starting to float, and that's when you start to turn?
No, a little bit after the float, you know, and you want to, so you do want to stop the pitch rate, So there's a distinction between stopping the pitch rate and drawing a line, right? As soon as you stop the pitch rate, you know, the very instant you stop the pitch rate, you immediately start rolling. Whereas if it were a half loop followed by inverted flight, you would stop the pitch rate and then continue to fly inverted. So with the Immelman, it's stop the pitch rate, roll. And again, I think in this airplane it's going to be easier if you intentionally go a little bit nose below the horizon and then start the roll. I think our energy might be a little bit low. So as a build-up, you may want to try that on the first one instead of doing it from pure inverted. Maybe do about 10 degrees nose low.
Okay, alrighty. Alright, and it says the entry for this is 145.
And actually on this heading you could do the entry here because it's going to put us going back the other direction.
Alright. Ready?
I'm ready.
And I guess just call out to start the roll.
Okay, yeah.
Alright.
Boston, Wiggins 478.
Wiggins 478.
I'll be on the controls with you, so if you feel me coming in again, that's coaching.
Okay.
Wiggins 478, Roger, cleared, RNAV runway 1.
Okay, so pull, look left, pull more. Okay, start the float.
And for planning purposes,
And right here, stop, and then roll. Power idle.
Manchester for 2 ILS.
Yeah, so obviously that was very nose low.
Wiggins 478, Roger, thank you, I have your...
Oh, was nose low?
Yeah, I mean that seemed like that was almost like a half Cuban. That was probably about 45 degrees nose low. At power as needed. So that's why I asked for you to pull power to idle. So it's interesting. I came on. It seemed like you had a lot of forward stick. I didn't see the pitch rate really responding and slowing down. Did you feel like you had full forward stick or close to full forward stick?
No, it wasn't full, but I mean, this thing was floating up. We were definitely negative.
Yeah, I never saw the pitch rate stop, in other words. So you started the roll when the nose was still pitching down.
Right.
It's showing at or above 9,000 is active.
About 9 or 1,000 only. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
And I wonder, maybe we just need to do the half Cuban with going 45 degrees nose low. Let's go set up to try another one of those, and we'll target about 10 degrees nose low for the roll, but we want to stop that pitch rate prior to rolling. So the stick's going to come forward until the pitch rate stops, and that's when you're really going to feel the engine burble probably.
Yeah.
And once you stop that pitch rate, immediately start the roll.
At or above 3,000, cleared, RNAV runway 24 approach.
Well, yeah, so the Immelman is to immediately start the roll, but for the half Cuban, they want you flying inverted on that 45 degree downline.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we're learning together here. We'll see how your airplane responds.
Yeah, I have a feeling it's going to be, because it's hard to get that. Gotta grab that. And then here I had it on the throttle. It's, it should, I think once I get the spades, I think it's going to make a big difference. Because at least I won't have to put so much effort into it.
Yeah, but in the case of that last one, it's like we had trouble stopping the pitch rate, so that's not really a spade issue.
Sirius level 3,000.
Yeah, but let's try it again, see what we come up with.
I wasn't watching the speed there as to how much energy we had.
Yeah, I usually don't watch over the top. Sometimes it's so low it doesn't even really read. But you're in. That's the point too. I think if it does get really low, you may not have the pitch authority to stop the pitch rate. In fact, let's try something. So last time, when you get to that pull more phase, I don't think you did enough on that pull more. And I think that might help us to have some more energy over the top. In other words, to make a tighter loop.
Right.
So pull back to set your entry G, and then earlier than you were doing last time, pull more to increase that pitch rate. Just try and draw a tighter loop to give us more energy over the top.
Right, yeah, and I only pulled 2.7. I think I got to pull more in the bottom.
Yeah, I think so too. So I think that would help. Pull more on the entry and then pull more once we're vertical.
It is now descended below 3,000, no factor.
I'm ready when you are, if you want to try another one of those.
478, 1 o'clock, 3 miles opposite direction, Sirius at 3000.
We're looking Wiggins 478. We're going to descend a little early here, go down to 25.
Wiggins 478, roger.
Yeah, I think that was a little soft on the entry also. So right here, yeah, I think you're doing good. Pulling more. Now stop that pitch rate. Stop it, roll. Immediately roll.
Stop your rate has you in sight.
Okay, that was better. We still need to do lots of improvement there. Again, we got the very nose low. So that was probably more closer to a half Cuban. So I think this is good. We're kind of building up to that half Cuban.
478 going to advisory.
But you definitely stopped the pitch rate on that one. In fact, so much so the engine really gave it up for a second there, right?
Yeah.
070, for the visual approach, descend and maintain 5000.
But yeah, the entry, well, what was your G on that entry?
3.8.
2.8?
Yeah.
Okay, let's try and get it at least to 3, maybe 3.5.
Archer 34, person 36456, Boston approach,
And that helped. I think you were a little more higher G on the entry. Not much, but a little. And then you also increased that pitch rate when we were going vertical, and both those things helped us to have more energy going over the top. They want to point us back, otherwise it's going to take us a while into the wind. How are you feeling about that maneuver?
Good. Only thing is on the dive, I think I redlined the engine a bit.
Yeah, I can't see the tack as well as I could last time. I don't know what's different. Sorry about that. I should be backing you up on that.
November 9 Romeo Lima, traffic 1 to 2 o'clock and 7 miles westbound, altitude indicates 3,800.
If your parachute is maybe it's slightly different.
That could be. Yeah, this part.
I didn't have a call for 85 Victor.
And when did you see a red line on the down line?
I noticed it when we were already on the pulling. I think what happens, because I was watching it on the down line, it looked fine. I think it continues to accelerate, so I think I need to just be more careful with the less power on that down.
Yeah.
Because when I level out and I'm starting to pull, I think the prop is still accelerating.
Oh, okay.
Is what I'm guessing. Because I noticed that once we were already in the, pulling to go up.
Yeah, I think you can probably just become like automatic after a while. I think as soon as you get the nose pointed below the horizon, you can probably just preemptively go to pretty low power setting.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I should do that. Instead of leaving it.
Blue Streak 5494,
Okay.
reduce speed to 210 knots.
Should be in a good spot, right, I think?
Yeah, we're actually, well, we need to motor on a little bit more to get kind of in the heart of our area.
Okay.
But you're right, it's pretty unpopulated below us. Normally I try to do it between that field down to the left and that lake over in front of it.
Right.
November 965, Papa Foxtrot, Boston approach, ident, climb and maintain 10,000, 10,000. November 54 Romeo, maintain your present speed to the final approach fixed for sequence. Contact Manchester Tower on 121.3.
Right, we're in our area almost. If you will, just point it to the left about 45 degrees, and I think that'll get away from these houses.
North of Keys, Boston altimeter 3011. Turn left, direct the Concord DOR.
Yeah, whenever you're ready, I'm ready.
All right.
Yeah, it's weird. I can't see that you made the tack at all unless I really strain my head. Looking really good so far. Now just keep the nose coming.
November 756, copy into Boston approach, Boston altimeter 300.
Alright, nice and safe, but that wasn't really an Immelman.
Yeah.
So let's give up on that, on trying to stop the nose inverted. I think just doing the half Cuban is the better way to go. So we want to go 45 degrees nose low, stop the pitch rate, and then do the roll, which is essentially what you're doing. And I think you're going to do better with that than trying to do the Immelman.
Right. I mean, it seems like certainly by the time I finish it, I'm 45 degrees.
Yeah. Which is fine. I think, this is a pretty capable airplane for primary. You don't do Immelmans in primary. It's only when you go into sportsman. So maybe the strategy is just get you comfortable with all the primary maneuvers.
Archer 8366
Right.
November, Boston approach.
Do you have to compete the primary first? I forgot to ask about that before.
No, there's absolutely no rules. You can go straight to unlimited if...
Oh.
Boston, Wiggins, 470.
Yeah, because,
Wiggins 470, Boston approach, I dive, climb maintain 3000.
and you can go the other way also. And you see as pilots get older a lot, you'll see that they go from advanced to intermediate back to sportsman.
Oh, I see.
Because their bodies start telling them they can't fly that hard anymore. Yeah, same thing. So in fact, I was flying aerobatic for a while before I decided to compete. So I never even did primary. I just went straight to sportsman.
54, 94,
And the way they manage safety on that is you have to fly the known program before you do the free or the unknown. And if the judges decide that you're not safely able to do the known program, they won't let you move to the other programs. And then there's other, coaching and mentoring opportunities where they try to, I think the International Aerobatic Club does a pretty good job of telling you when you're ready to go to the next category. Alright, so this time we're going to go to the lower nose attitude, about 45 degrees nose low, but anywhere, you should try not to go lower than 45 nose low. If we end up doing it 30 degrees nose low, that's probably pretty good.
Yeah.
But the idea is to stop the pitch rate and roll. And to not let the pitch rate continue to drop as you're doing that roll. And I would expect that you'll be at idle at that point. Or the engine will have quit because we stopped the pitch rate while inverted.
Right.
And who was going to Manchester?
Alright, I'm ready whenever you are.
Alright.
Got no hurry either, just telling you that I'm ready.
3008, ident.
And we're in a good piece of geography to do it.
Blue 65494, turn right heading to section 1900.
Alright, nice entry. Nice throttle manipulation. Float. Alright, yeah, right about there. Idle.
65494.
That's good. You're getting towards a respectable half Cuban. I think our heading went about 20 degrees off to the right. But you did a nice job of stopping the pitch rate, aiming at a point on the ground, and to me that looked like a pretty good half Cuban.
Make it a left turn, it'll be across the localizer. Turn left heading 140.
It seems like I don't do a hard rudder. I mean, at that point it just feels more like a ballistic roll that I'm doing. Should I do harder left rudder, I guess?
Because you're inverted, so you're at negative angle of attack, so you would actually do right rudder to start the roll. And then, let me see, you're rolling to the left. Yeah, so it would be left rudder, but I think because your angle of attack is so low, you're going from negative and you're going through zero, so you really don't need a lot of rudder.
Right, okay. But just comparing it to the slow roll where you're putting in, more to not drop.
Right. Well, yeah. So the difference, the slow roll, you're starting from upright flight, and you don't really pause while inverted.
Right.
Full stop parking on the center.
Number 41 Juliet, roger. Turn left heading 050.
050, 41 Juliet.
Alright, so the next maneuver we wanted to do was the Humpty Bump, but I actually would kind of like to see you do a few more of those half Cubans. How you feeling?
Good.
Alright.
Number 6 Papa Yankee, certainly 125.
Yeah, why don't we try and get at least 2 more of the half Cubans.
And Wiggins 470, it looks like you've made a tight turn, so turn back right heading of 190, and you can intercept on the 190 heading.
Over a little bit.
She might be talking about us. We got traffic at 12 o'clock.
Oh, yep.
November 6 Papa Yankee, roger. November 41 Juliet, you're following traffic on a 4-mile final for runway 24. It's 11 o'clock and 8 miles. It's the second aircraft on final. It's a Regional Jet 9 at 1,800. Fourth, the Regional Jet site.
1,300 feet below us. He was talking to Wiggins, so if it's a PC-12 or a Caravan.
November 7907 Charlie Juliet, Boston approach, national altimeter 3011, advise the date is kilo. I understand you wanted the opposite direction localizer to runway 14, is that correct, or did you want to do a circle?
Which is unit.
Yeah, I have it inside.
Oh yeah, tell you.
November 41 Juliet, did you have the Regional Jet in sight now? It's on about 2-mile final.
Negative.
Yeah, probably as soon as he passes, you could just go right into it. That'll reverse direction kind of thing.
Final approach 6.
Right.
Maintain 3,000 until established on the localizer cleared ILS runway 17 approach.
Clear to establish, clear for the ILS 17, Wiggins 478.
Number 41 Juliet, the traffic's at 10 o'clock and 2.5 miles, 1,100 Regional Jet.
Alright, I'm still looking at it. And Wiggins 478 has kilo.
All right, I think it should be good.
Yeah, definitely.
Number 41 Juliet, traffic is no factor. Contact Nashville Tower on 133.2. Have a good day.
133.2, thanks. Correct, that should be 121.3, correct?
I'm sorry about that. 41 Juliet only, change frequency 121.3.
Roger that, thank you.
Maybe a little harder on the entry next time, but that was good. Nice job with keeping the pitch rate going now.
Localizer runway.
Now keep it coming. 45 nose low right there. Forward stick. Now roll and power to idle. And hold it on the down line and then pull back to level flight.
November 456, advise the date is kilo.
I think it's the same thing, off to the right a little bit. So somewhere in there, yeah, you do need a little bit of left pedal to keep that head, prevent that heading error from going to the right.
Boston Wiggins 470, I may have missed it. Did you give us missed approach instructions?
So yeah, so you're almost doing the Immelman. You're stopping the pitch rate, or you're coming in with forward stick as the nose is coming to horizontal.
Yeah.
So you want to keep it coming to 45 degrees nose low and then stop it.
78 on the Mississippi runway head.
And if you need to preempt that with some forward stick before your 45 nose low, that's fine. But you know, again, the idea is you want the nose to be 45 nose low, stop it there, and then start your roll.
Right, right, right.
And you do want to draw a line, but again, those line lengths can be very minimal. You don't have to draw a long line.
Right, right.
All right. Well, you want to try the Humpty Bump, or do more of the half Cubans?
Yeah, we could, or a hammerhead too. We could try that.
Let's start with the Humpty because that's less stuff going on.
All right.
So it's going to be just exactly like the loop. Do all the same stuff you're doing for the loop, except when you get to that pull more part, when you're going straight up, just a little bit of forward stick. Stick it on that vertical upline, and you have to be looking out that left wing or the right wing as you're doing the. Let's turn around by the way too to again keep us in the area. So looking out the left wing, I think is
Boston altimeter 3011.
probably well. I think I said the left wing because the decathlon we flew had a sighting device on the left wing. But look at the
It's more
wing.
natural for me.
Yeah. So look at your left wing when we're going straight up. Forward stick to hold us straight up just for a moment. You know, one potato, two, and then pull to the half loop to go straight down. And you want to end up going vertical down, straight down at the earth. The line lengths don't need to be balanced, so you can fly straight up or shorter than you fly straight down, and that's fine. That doesn't impact your score. Fly straight down for, you know, again, one potato, two, and then pull back to level flight.
Okay.
So quarter loop, half loop, quarter loop, and we'll end up going in the same direction we started.
And there was an aircraft that called, did you get a code?
And again, you probably just want to preemptively go power to idle once we're pointed straight down at the ground.
166 November, I'm not busy at all. I just forgot about you for a second. Squawk 5124.
Ready whenever you are. and this will put us going in the same direction. And what entry speed? 145? I can't recall. I had a little cheat sheet.
Well, 140 is the loop. It didn't specify for the Humpty, but I'm guessing 145 is going to be better.
Yeah.
So the same as the other ones.
Let's use 145.
Okay.
Full power once you go vertical, then idle on down line. Right there, stop it, and now pull for the half loop. Oh, really nice. Stop it and pull. You were a little off on your angles, I think, just from my side picture. But you got it, that's it. As easy as that. And again, the other reason we really like this is I want to see proficiency in that before you start doing solo aerobatics is because that is an out of control recovery from a loop. If you're doing a loop and you start feeling the airplane, you don't have enough energy at the top of a loop, that's what you do. You're just going to pull back on the stick and point it straight at the ground, let your airspeed build, and then recover. All right, any questions or how do you feel about that?
So which way was I off? Because I thought it looked straight.
Number 66 November.
Was I off?
So the terminology they use is positive and negative, and it means whether you would be inclined to have a positive or negative G. So on the up line, I think you were a little bit positive, and on the down line, I think you were a little bit negative. But again, it's easier from the ground. You weren't bad.
Approach radar contact.
If you want to do another one, I'll come in with a stick and show you what I think is straight up and straight down.
Okay.
But my opinion could be wrong again because it's hard to tell from inside the airplane.
That was actually pretty fun.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really not much difference from the loop, right?
Yeah.
And I saw the fabric on the wing starting to flutter, so that upline was about as long as you're going to be capable of doing.
Oh, I see.
Departure, Wiggins 478, Tom.
Yeah, so I probably don't need to do it so far.
Wiggins 478, Boston.
What's that?
I probably can then start, looping back.
Number 901, Golf radar contact 1 mile southwest.
I'm sorry, I still didn't understand. You can probably start what?
I don't have to do such a long, I can shorten the up.
Oh, yeah.
Contact half mile south of
Yeah, you could.
And you said you wanted another ILS 17, is that correct?
That is correct.
Wiggins 478, climb and maintain 3000. Turn left heading 020. Vectors for the ILS approach runway 17.
Left turn 020, up to 3000, Wiggins 478.
Number 7 Charlie Juliet, traffic 12 o'clock, 5 miles southbound, altitude indicates 3,200.
All right, I'll turn around.
30.
Number 355 Uniform Alpha Boston, approach ident. Traffic 12 o'clock and 5 miles opposite direction is a Cessna 206 at 3,500.
There's still a couple houses.
Number 5 Uniform Alpha, radar contact 2 north of Keystone, left heading 310.
Yep, now I said just right between the lake and that field, it's perfect. No houses at all. But I think this is, once we get away from this neighborhood on the right, we're good.
Number 5 Uniform Alpha, climb maintain 10,000, 10,000, traffic no factor. Carry 5 Boston approach, Boston altimeter 3011.
All right,
Wiggins
ready?
478, turn left heading 010.
010, Wiggins 478.
Number 5 Uniform Alpha, proceed direct to Blizzard.
All right, nice entry. Good throttle, pull a little bit more, right there. That's vertical, now start to pull down. Yeah, that's good. Perfect.
Number 7 Charlie Juliet, traffic 12 o'clock.
Yeah, so I think you were a little bit positive going up. You just had to pull back on the stick more, just on the vertical line. But, you were within 5 degrees of what I thought was vertical, so...
Boston approach, Commander 11.
If I'm wrong or you're wrong, it's a 1-point deduction, so...
Right.
Alrighty. How's our gas?
Commander 112, Bravo Mike, Boston approach.
Bravo Mike.
Well, hold on. I'll check when we level off.
2.8, climbing to 3, direct Manchester,
Northwest advisory.
For 2 Bravo Mike, swell
Your
51.
chute is really dropping down low. Is that uncomfortable for you, or
The one?
your parachute? It's almost on the floor here. It's going all the way down the seat back.
This is a, it's got a seat section of it.
Yeah.
The chute itself is only in the back, but it's got like a little seat thingy.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely not comfortable.
3000.
I don't know what it is with it, but
November 2 Bravo Mike, radar contact 8 south of Laconia at 2.